Alright guys, what is going on? Today is going to be a different video with a different person in there. We have my friend Steven over with his S13 coupe. This is the dude that bought my SR out of the cookie. So today we're going to find out if we can swap a SR20 into an American 240 in one day. It should definitely be possible. His engine's already out of it and everything. So we're going to see if we can do just that. So you ready?
One day swap.
Huh? Yeah, one day swap. So like I said, his engine's already out and everything, so. And the good part is, if some of you guys remember, when I wired up the engine in the S14, I actually used a S13 harness. So that harness, the engine harness, is now going to plug directly into his car. So we should be able to drop the SR right in, drop the trans in, bolt it up, put some of his chassis harness back because he ripped it out, and then hook up all the grounds, and hopefully just plug it up to our brown and gray plug, which you guys would see if I knew where the fuck it was, and start this thing. Alright, so Steven, other Steven 2, is taking off the crash bar, because once this is out of the way, we're going to bring the engine over, and we should be able to get the engine stand close enough, because it's going to hit this, to actually put the SR into the car without taking that off.
Get away from me, then I get so mean, man, I feel so crowded. I don't need no friends, I'ma be that man, you can keep on doubting. Never please don't end, I'ma keep on saying that my shit so private. So bad it. Pull up if you wish so bad it. Get away from me, then I get so mean, man, I feel so crowded. I don't need no friends, I'ma be that man, you can keep on doubting. Never please don't end, I'ma keep on saying that my shit so private. So bad it. I'm the type that's so high, you the type with no rhymes.
Okay, so we just got back from a trip to the store. We had to get some oil, the motor mount bolts, some clamps, because we are actually putting my old fuel pressure regulator setup in here, because the fittings on the SR are AN, and I wasn't even thinking about that, but no big deal. So got it mounted up right here. We're going to run the stock fuel pressure regulator on the feed, which is this one, and then this is going to be the return, which we'll just cut and run right into the hard lines. So yeah, before that we also have to drain the stock gas out of this, because all of you guys know that my car was tuned on E85, so now this car is going to be on E85, so we have to drain whatever gas is in here and then fill it up with E. Alright, so getting the 300ZX fuel filter in there now, and then after that, after we get the return hooked up, time to put the SR in. We were trying to prime the fuel pump by hooking up the battery to the stock harness right there outside the car, but it wasn't working. So we're just going to get the engine in first, run all the factory harness, make sure all the grounds are hooked up, and then we should be able to prime the fuel pump, and we'll just drain it out into a bucket to get all the 93 out of there, and then go get some E85 for. Alright, so we had to break out the Vibrant bag because we accidentally cut the return line and used it as the feed, so it was too short. So we just redid that 6AN fitting. Now we're tightening that back up, and we should be good to go to put the engine in.
So bad it. Pull up if you wish so bad it. Get away from me, then I get so mean, man, I feel so crowded. I don't need no friends, I'ma be that man, you can keep on doubting. Never please don't end, I'ma keep on saying that my shit so private. So bad it. I'm the type that's so high, you the type with no rhymes. Been on top, man, I lie. I can't get up no high, I done reached the op to my prime. I don't write the pastime, I just write to save lives. Come and get the piece of my mind, just speak to reach out, I'm crying. Preach to preachers, I rhyme. Speak a speech and speak out my mind. Cease to police all my time, if you don't eat the leak, the line fire. Beat the beat.
So one of them's got to get washers. I suggest going on this side on the top.
Need the wind and the piece to defeat the beast that lives deep in the crease of me. I know shit's kinda deep, I unleash and I speak the shit that I need to complete in me. I can't be beat.
Alright, so SR is bolted up motor wise. He's threading in the last bolt now, which you guys just saw us put that in. And then we got to go ahead and bolt the trans up. Oops, stepped on your foot. So we're going to have to move the trans a little bit to the right. As you can see, it's a little bit crooked in there, no big deal. After we get the trans bolted up, it's time to start messing with the stock harness. The goal for today was to get it running before 2 o'clock, and I think we started at like 10, and it's 1:10, so we have 50 minutes, pretty much an hour to get this thing started. It could be started in like 10 minutes if this chassis harness just plugs right up and all the grounds are good and we get power. But I got a feeling that this motherfucker took it out hella aggressive, and we're gonna have to go through it, so we will see what happens. Hydro, you want your Frisbee? Want your Frisbee? I'll beat your ass. I'll beat your ass. I'll beat your ass. You're gonna wreck in the dirt. Oh, the slick moves. Get out of here. Drift dog. Okay, so one thing we had to do real quick was we had to drill out the KA alternator, the main power one, because the KA alternator was just too small. Or, yeah, the KA alternator stud was too small, so we went ahead and re-drilled that. And it should go right down there on the alternator bolt, the positive. Alright, so we're putting on the main ground for the chassis harness. Bolts on, you can cut bolts. It bolts onto the engine right here on the intake manifold, and then this bolts to here, but sadly that bolt broke off. So we're just going to drill this out right here and put a riv nut in it, and then this goes to the battery. So just drill this out. Nope, don't fall. Alright, so we got two grounds hooked up right here, main chassis to the engine, then this goes to the battery. We got our power right there. So we're going to set this fuse box out of the way, put my Optima out of my car in here, and hopefully we'll have some power to the chassis harness. Go ahead. So hook up our shitty negative, which we're going to have to hammer these on there. Yeah. Watch out. Good enough. Alright, let's see if anything catches on fire. Shouldn't. Hopefully we get some. Nothing? Alright, we got to go through it. Alright, so me and the other Steven too, we're going to come up with a good name for you. We got it working. We were having trouble with the chassis harness for a little bit. We had issues with just nothing turning on. But we just got it fixed, and the fuel pump primed, the ECU turned on. So you know what that means? It should start. We just got to get E85 and drain this fuel tank. You excited?
Very.
Yep. All right, so let me show you the good old, I love this ECU because the Power FC. It says SR20 on it and shit. So, SR20, there we go. So yeah, don't mess with anything on it though, because you can actually tune it from this. But yeah, so everything's working. Did fuel come out that time?
No.
No? I doubt you have no fuel. Alright, so we're priming it now, which means we got everything good. I think I told you guys that. But yeah, he's just draining the fuel by turning the ignition on and off. Probably going to take like 50 times, depending on how much fuel's in there. And we only have this little ass gas can. I didn't even think about that. This little bitch better get his ass in there. I'm not sitting in the middle. Alright, so we're going to get some E85 real quick. And you know what that means? It's time to start the S13, the one-day SR20 swap. Alright, let's go. Damn, them seats are nice.
Yeah, I got mine on Amazon for cheap.
Damn, the auto, you know what that means? This will whoop your truck ass.
I know. I don't want to do that. No.
Oh, come here, Mel. Come on, let's hold legs. Look at the RB already broken.
Underscore
Oh.
EM_GS. Yeah.
You gotta go get needle nose pliers.
They're so far away. These were the closest thing.
Done.
That'll work.
They
Oh,
don't.
open wide enough.
Typical.
Alright, so right now we're priming some E85 through there, and then I just went ahead and read a little graph online for the mass airflow because I do not have the plug for it. So I just wired it up directly into the ECU for now, so we can get this thing started. This thing should honestly start right up. I don't have the intercooler pipe on there, or he, because he owns it now, he don't have the intercooler pipe on there, but it'll be reading for idle, so let's do it. Not cranking? Signal's hooked up. The signal's on the starter, right? So yeah, the starter signal just popped off. Crank it, I mean. I gotta hold the power wire for the mass airflow. Go ahead. Go ahead. eyes burn from the 85. Woo!
Holy.
One day swap, SR20. Now we just got to see if this drive shaft in the KA will work, which I think it will because this was originally a non-ABS car and a manual drive shaft, so it should go right in there. Might be able to one day swap and drive an SR with no brakes though.
No brakes.
Oh, my eyes burn. This man right here just tried to put the yoke from inside the trans into the diff. That was funny. Alright, so hopefully this works. You gotta kind of like wiggle it to get it in there. Looks like it might work. Twist it a little bit. Gotta be perfect. There it is. Does it? It fits, dude! Hell yeah, 240s for the win. Okay, so I'm also going to be replacing his ISR, well, not his ISR. I'm going to replace his stock hardline, which I just loosened up. Take this junk ass hardline out of here. This thing is a piece of shit. They always blow on 240s. I've blown them on every 240 I've had power steering. So we're going to get rid of that. And we're going to replace it with this nice ISR high pressure power steering line. And then I already got the nice AN fitting into the pump. So he'll definitely be, yeah, exactly. Give me that noise again. Okay, so one of the last things we're going to be doing is wiring in my wideband, the True Boost, and the water temp out of my car into his car. So we already ran the wires. We're going to go ahead and wire those up into the ignition, hook them up, and everything should work. Got the power steering in there. Got pretty much everything in there but intercooler pipe. The drive shaft worked. So we're pretty much set. So let's get these in there. Alright, so, well, they haven't even seen the gauges yet, so we just finished up wiring up all the gauges. Something had switched. So gauges are off, turn the key. Gauges should actually read now. So our True Boost should just be, yeah, it's just on A because it's not reading anything. And then the water temp is just saying sensor. We'll have to check that. But the wideband is working. Oh, the boost gauge is working until double zero. Cool. So, I don't know what's up with the sensor. Maybe because there's no liquid on it or anything. Oh, one of the wires ripped out right here. What the fuck? How did that happen? Must have happened when we... Multiple, but like every coilover is different, so I don't know if they work. Sometimes it's used. Yeah, this bitch works, motherfucker. Ready to SR swap the world. Fuck LS swap. SR swap the world. It's like this was a 240, this is basic. But it's basically nice.
Good day.
Knuckle bump, dude. Bam. Knuckle bump on, even though you didn't help on anything. Just for being here for the support. Alright, so that that is it for today. We SR swapped his coupe in one day. We got it running. It would have drove, but this thing doesn't have brakes, so sadly we couldn't go rip it. I would have loved to do that because this did come out of the cookie. But he's going to finish it up on his own at his house. But this was really cool. This proves that you can SR swap a 240 in one day. And we didn't even use a different like harness or anything. This harness was rewired, but it was rewired in my car. But, I don't know. You ready to rip?
Oh yeah, dude.
So hopefully, like future events, this car will be there and stuff. He lives right by Club Loose. And that's the previous video you guys watched. So hopefully, you know, we'll get to see this thing rip on the track. That is it. That proves you can SR swap a 240 in one day. We'll catch you next time.